So this morning's text is from John chapter 1, and there's this really interesting interchange, and I'll read it for us, and I think there's some interesting thoughts that I had, or I had some thoughts. Whether or not you find them interesting is remains to be seen. So John chapter 1, Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him about whom Moses and the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus, son of Joseph from Nazareth." Nathanael said to him, "Can anything can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Philip said to him, "Come and see." When Jesus saw Nathanael coming towards him, he said of him, "Here is truly an Israelite in whom there is no deceit." Nathanael asked him, "Where did you come to know me?" Jesus answered, "I saw you under the fig tree before Philip called you." Nathanael replied, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." Jesus answered, "Do you believe because I told you that I saw you under the fig tree? You will see greater things than these." And he said to him, "Very truly I tell you, you will see heaven open and the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man." I thought it was interesting, the moment where Philip first comes to Nathanael. He has this good news to share with him that he's found Jesus, but the way he frames that good news, the way he sort of contextualizes that for him, is he says, "We've found him about whom Moses and the law and also the prophets wrote." And so he contextualizes this good news with Moses and the law, and then also the prophets. And I think there's a lot of ways that he provides context, but one of the most obvious ways is that Philip is appealing to the past. He's appealing to the present with Moses and the law. That Moses had sort of established the law that sort of shaped and guided the Israelites. And so he references Moses and the law, and so there's this reference to the past and the present, but then also the prophets. There's this contextualizing of the future, and so, like, in some sense, what you have here is Philip is saying, "Look, here I have found the person about whom our past, our present, and our future are aimed toward. Our past is pointing toward this person. Our present is expecting this person, and the future will be, brought in and shaped by and directed toward this person. And we have found this person." And then he has this really interesting response eventually when he does meet Jesus. But I think for me, it was this acknowledgement that I think there's an invitation there for us to consider that introducing people to Jesus is to look at our past, look at our present, and look at our future, and to say that all of it comes to find its purpose in Jesus. And in this case, Philip and Nathanael have this shared identity as Israelites, and so they can appeal to a common past and present and future. And how important is it for us to engage in deep and meaningful ways with our neighbors, with people that we have things in common with, and in some ways to say that we have a shared past, we have a shared present, and we have a shared future, and all of that, we believe, just like Philip did, we believe that all of that finds its purpose in Jesus. And then, of course, when the past and present and future are brought into focus with Jesus, and they're sort of, we come to understand them better by seeing Jesus as the center point of past, present, and future. Then not only do our past, present, and future come into focus, but we ourselves come into focus. If you notice, one of the first things that Jesus, or actually the first thing after Jesus looks at Nathanael and says, "Here's truly an Israelite in whom there is no deceit," Nathanael asks him, and what does he say? He says, "Where did you come to know me?" I just thought that was an interesting moment where here you have Philip trying to introduce Nathaniel to this person in whom he believes the past, present, and future come into focus and find their purpose. And then not only that, it doesn't start, or it starts maybe in this abstract past, present, future kind of a sense. But when those come into focus, in light of who Jesus is and how Jesus moves and what Jesus does, the very next step is this acknowledgement that then our own identity comes into focus and finds its own purpose. And we find ourselves, I think, having that same moment that Nathaniel did, where we just say, where did you come to know me? And then the story goes from there. So may we be reminded of who we are in Jesus. May we continue to invite other people to come to know Jesus by acknowledging our collective past, our collective present, our collective future, and all the while pointing to Jesus as the ultimate fulfillment and purpose and telos of past, present, future, and then also Jesus as the fulfillment and truth teller in identifying who we truly are.